3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everyone? We are here with House of Champions. I am Justin Delhon, and I am introducing CJ Krause against Logan Kaplan, who was the previous champion.
Our reigning, defending, undisputed Zodiac champion of the world currently.
That is a wrestling intro, if I ever heard one.
And we have my co-commentator here, moving up to Team Zodiac, Justin Delhon.
What's up, guys? They conned me into this thing. I'm very excited.
And after a long struggle, actually, at RPS, CJ Krause finally takes it.
Yeah, that was a battle there.
And he takes he opts to go first here. So let's go ahead and see what he's playing with all the duelists.
So I think right away I'm thinking CJ is not playing Burning Abyss, choosing to go first.
Yeah, he's played Klee for most of the tournament, but he's saying he just built a new deck. So we'll see if that's mind games or if he's actually bringing the thunder, so to speak.
I guess everyone's jumping on that Carter Demise train. I tried something earlier today with it, and it was mostly boring. Oh, here we go, Monarchs.
Yeah, so as we see, he actually has no extra deck, so it was kind of a good
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's... Are you noticing that we have a 44-card main deck over here?
I know. We have a 44-card main deck on the opposing side to the Monarchs.
I'm very curious what's 44 cards. What is going on over here?
Yeah, we're definitely going to have an interesting one. We've seen... Now, Logan, he played Pendulum the entire last tournament, but this tournament, we've seen him win with Evil Swarm because he knew his opponent was playing Cosmo.
Oh, my God.
We saw him beat Lolly. He beat Alex using Dragoonity Blue Eyes.
Oh my God, I'm rooting for Logan over here. No offense to CJ, but
yeah,
that's
he won the previous tournament too, and then said YOLO. I already won the only 3 out of 5 finals for the entire tournament pot. It was the first ever tournament where the entire top 4 voted to just make the pot for first.
So it sounds like he's going with the, well, I already won, so I might as well have some fun and try to win mentality, which is, I like that. I like that approach.
I mean, he's also the defending champion, like, so
yeah,
seeing
exactly.
him...
So he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, seeing him kind of just, like, and win with Evil, like, he knows, like, he beat Glasgow Yugioh, like, he knew, he, like, Glasgow was streaming right before, and he was playing Cosmo, and he's like, haha, and he's just like, well, we're both X1, this is my tournament life, but here's Evil Swarm.
Well, you know what, I did not expect you to tell me that he won with Evil Swarm, and so I hate Evil Swarm, but I appreciate it, you know? Appreciate what he did.
So, Mithra revealing.
Mithra drop in here, alright.
No Maxi from the 44 cards.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just waiting for the upstart on his turn.
Oh, man. Oh, okay, so there was actually a 40... it was a 40-some odd, like 42 or 44 card Cos Monarch deck that got, like, 12th at our regionals.
Yeah.
And he played upstart.
Did you say Cos Monarch?
Yeah, Cosmo Monarch. It got like 12th at our Houston regionals.
I've heard of it, but I've never actually seen the deck and how it operates. I don't quite understand the interactions
but
they have.
he played upstart and said it was for an easy choice to side out. It's a free slot to side out. Some Paul Cooper tech there.
You know, that... I was about to say there's some logic behind that, but there really just isn't. That just makes no sense. Alright, well, let's see. We got a domain, so... Curious to see 39-card deck if it's affected by domain. What 39-card deck? I can't imagine it's Cosmo. Or 44-card, excuse me. Let's see here. Dropping a Thestalos.
Yeah, so he's going to get to view this hand and have another trib. And, he scoops before he gets to see it. So
that makes sense. He probably didn't like his hand and didn't like where maybe he was affected by the domain, and so he's like, I'm not going to show you what I'm playing.
Yeah, so you know it's 44 cards, and you don't know what you're siding for.
Exactly. This used to happen to me at YCSs, where when something like this would happen, I tended to side in 2 copies of a couple cards, things that would be like dealing with back row cards, because usually that's a safe bet. It used to be anyways. It used to be a safe bet to deal with back row destruction, stuff like that, when you don't know what you're playing against at all.
And we always like to take this time to shout out TrollandToad.com. All tournaments are in their store credit for free entry, so you don't even have to pay to enter. So huge shout outs for them for making this possible.
Loving TrollandToad saved me when I left my city and I moved to a different city. I moved to Vancouver. I didn't have anyone to get cards from, so I actually ordered all my stuff off Troll.
Nice.
And that was, yeah, definitely loving the TrollandToad. And that $3 shipping to Canada. Not a lot of places have good shipping rates to Canada, so I appreciate that. Let's see. What do you think? So what do you think he's playing? 44 cards.
I can't say because I actually know.
Oh, you do know? Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to talk it up myself. Let's see if I can be Sherlock Holmes Batman here.
I can give no response to anything you say.
Alright.
You'll have to talk against yourself. Yeah, Thunderstriker, what up?
Alright, let me think. And if I had to guess 44 cards, I'm thinking he's playing some sort of Burning Abyss because they can play a lot more cards because it can affect the mills in a positive way to have more Burning Abyss monsters in the deck. But I don't know. That could just be. It could just be 44 cards because he's testing something out. I really just don't know. I'm only hedging my bets so I don't sound stupid when I'm wrong. Basically, exactly.
I can say 40. There were two 44 card decks that topped my regionals in Texas this weekend, and Logan Kaplan was one of them.
Okay. All right.
So Logan actually did top a regional as well this last weekend, but it was a small one. It was like 77 people.
Oh, really? That's a really small regional.
Yeah, it was. Lubbock, Texas is like the smallest regionals.
Oh, okay. That's smaller than the ones we get here in Canada. The ones that I go to anywhere are usually 100 people. That's the best we can get.
So
he's choosing to go first, so I'm starting to lean away from Burning Abyss. I'm guessing you're playing Harpies? Yeah, alright.
I mean, Harpy does have a decent clean matchup.
Yeah.
And there is Seer.
Yeah, alright. I shouldn't have hedged my bets. I had a feeling. Damn.
And we see no C-Maxes.
Yeah. That's a tough one. If you don't main deck next seat, you side it in going second if you don't know what you're playing against. I mean, I think it's probably safe in this format to side it in going second against almost everything.
So we've got Dante.
Mm-hmm. You think this is a PK? Well, I guess I can't. You do know the answer. I'm asking myself if it's a PK Fire variant.
Well, we just saw Rhino Mill Rhino, and you can only activate one of those per turn.
Yeah, so there's a... Let's see, he's got a Steer underneath the Dante. He's sending Skarm. Yeah, makes sense. Does he have a Burning Abyss to make the Beatrice? Let's see here. This is the thing, though. If he doesn't have any back row, he's going to be in trouble because he's already used a normal summon, so... and he obviously doesn't have... He obviously didn't open up a Speedroid or anything like that. So if he doesn't have any back row, this is one domain with, what's it called? Stormforth away from almost essentially being game.
Yeah.
I saw the milled anti-spell. There we go. All right, so... Oh, wow, okay.
2 back row, so...
Not so bad, yeah.
Susceptible to Twin Twisters, though.
Yeah, but he's asking about Restrict.
Yeah, I think it's fair when you see 44 cards decide in Spell and Trap Destruction.
Yeah, I would think. Yeah. Oh, he added Graph, not Tour Guide. So what do you think? You think he has Twin Twister?
And there's Anti-Spell, flipped straight up. So Stormforth is the only thing that could activate here. He's probably not... Oh, and Twin Twisters, but he's probably not getting locked out by Domain.
Yeah, at least he would for sure would have another turn here if the Twin Twister doesn't get dropped. I was thinking he might have Booby Trap E because he milled an Anti-Spell Fragrance and he added a Graph. That's shout out to Taylor Wallace for showing me what that card did.
And we move to Standby phase.
Alright, so he's allowing the Anti-Spell.
Yeah, well, he may not be allowing, he may have no choice.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably more what that means.
And now Monarchs here, it's going to be slow rolling, and against Burning Abyss, that may be really big trouble. And like you said, telegraphing that graph, it may be a discard card, so he may have Twin Twisters here.
Yeah, Anti-Spell with Twin Twister is, like, super devastating. Because this guy's going to have...
If I'm CJ, I set a Prime and a Monarch Speller Trap here as these two.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is, like, if you open up a hand that needs to use, what's it called? Pantheism, you need to set the Pantheism because you can't risk him having a Twin Twister or not based on just the fact that you're worried about it. I mean, I just think you need to All right, Galaxy side. That's interesting. Didn't expect that.
So he's only gonna hit one of these.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh,
panned.
no.
Not the
Oh,
best, not the worst, because whatever it's grabbing is gonna take a whole nother
Yeah.
turn. And there goes a booby trappy, like you mentioned, a Scarm, and a backjack.
Oh, a backjack. Now that was pretty sick.
It's been a while since we've seen that card, like, in the format ever.
The thing is now, he milled a Scarm, so he's going to have to actually decide if he wants to use backjack or use Scarm, because both of them are conflicting with each other, because you can only use backjack on your opponent's turn. So, I guess he looks at his top three and decides if it's worth skipping Scarm for this. Oh, and he's specialing a Rubik, too. Okay, so he's definitely just probably going to make a Virgil here.
Or another Dante. We'll see what route this takes.
Well, I'm thinking he makes Virgil so that he can spin one of the other back rows back to the deck. And then now you just have to deal with two with a Pantheism engraved that isn't going to get you anything you can use this turn. So you're really putting him on in a really bad spot. Otherwise, I don't know why he would target Rubik, right? With his Seer. That's a rock star.
Well, the brothers
who won game one.
The brothers of destruction are out right here.
Yep.
But this is only, and I say only, 66.
66. It's close, but it's not quite there.
And there's going to be a Pantheism that does indeed get to go off. What else could he have here?
Technically, he could use the Virgil to make that Pantheism go back to the deck, so he doesn't even get a search.
But that leaves these random back rows, too. Do you think the Pantheisms... Because like I said, the Pantheism takes a turn. Do you think the Pantheism's better than a random back row? Because...
I think it's better to hit a random back row because the Pantheism doesn't net you a card you can use this turn.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but he's hitting Panth anyways. I feel like...
I guess he's dealing with the evil he knows instead of... Because those back rows could be cards that aren't very playable anyway, right? In this moment. Like, there could be a Prime, there could be a Stormforth with no extra tribute. And he's deciding to skip his Scarm. Or skip his backjack. That means I think the card he drew for turn is a trap. It might be a booby trap E.
Which would grab the anti-spell that's already engraved?
Yeah, I'm very surprised he chose to skip the backjack in favor of the Scarm Search to add a Farfa. The only reason he would do that, I think, is if he has a back row that can discard the Farfa to interrupt the play right now. Is how I feel anyway. This is not looking good for our buddy CJ here.
Indeed.
The thing is, though, now CJ basically gets to see everything and the side deck, and then gets to go first game 3. So this is a huge advantage for CJ to know what he's got to deal with, what's coming up, like he saw the booby trap E and he's seen the anti-spell, so he'll probably put in every back row removal he can have.
And here comes a red layer, so that's going to be actually big help here.
Oh, if he has a Monarch with a Stormforth in the back row, this could be a game changer.
Yeah, that would be pretty hard to clear off the board if he tributes the Virgil.
If he has a booby trap here, booby trap E here, he might wait for the activation of a Stormforth, then chain the booby trap to discard the Farfa to banish the thing so that he throws away 2 cards.
Farfa would be pretty ideal, or a Rhino, I guess.
Well, the card in his hand is Farfa.
Here's Stormforth.
Yeah, so now this is where if I had the booby trap, I would chain it to prevent the Monarch from being summoned, but I guess he doesn't have it. I'm surprised he added Farfa if he doesn't have a discard trap. Instead of adding the tour guide.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Even if he tributes this Virgil, there's still a Sir to contend with on field that can get back a Virgil. So
no, but if he goes tribute the Virgil to spin the Sir with the Dark Monarch
with Erebus.
With Erebus, then there's only the Dante to deal with, and now you've gained the high ground. And you didn't search tour guide, meaning for the rest of this game, you have no way of summoning 2 monsters on the same turn while those back rows are there, and it's a continuous trap, right? So it's going to be tough. You're going to have to play the grind game. The only thing is that he has going for him is he has Seer with Graph Engrave, meaning he can get to Barbar multiple ways.
So he is tributing Virgil. And it is a double tribute. Now is it Thestalos? No, but it is Erebus. He has it all.
Yeah, he has the correct one. I think what you do is you spin the Seer.
Man, a strike would have ended this if he plays it. You gotta wonder what that last back row is.
I really don't understand why he added Farfa. That's the part that
I think maybe, just maybe, if he would have it in hand on the theory that if that's a Twin Twister, he gets rid of the Monarch and is able to punch through a game, but like now this Monarch sent Prime, and so he's loaded, and there's defense to have to punch through, which is now this is actually very hard for VA. You got the anti-spell locking you down to where you can't special summon your monsters. Oh, he's gonna spin anti-spell. Anti-spell is the problem.
Oh wow,
that's pretty weird with just that one card in hand. I mean, I get that you're gonna get Pantheism and get to use the Pantheism, but what spell are you gonna use that turns on this turn?
He might just add Domain.
True.
Which could be a game changer. But the Farfa in hand is like the interesting card. That's kind of the wild card, if you want to call it that, because depending on what he draws, like I really need to know what that back row is that he decided to add Farfa instead of Tour Guide.
Yeah, it's really weird because like if he does get Domain here, like I almost feel like it's a Twin Twister that he's just saving.
Yeah, it could. You could just be right, like
because he keeps checking himself on everything. So the fact that it's chainable anytime and there's 2 back rows makes it feel like Twin Twisties.
It's just weird though. Like after you activate the after you activated the Stormforth, you could Twin Twister both back rows and Farfa the red layer and put him to the 1 card in his hand plus the Monarch, because you know there's a Monarch, right? The second he activates Stormforth. So basically you can essentially guarantee the win right there. So why not do it there? Why let it get to this point where you might have to play through other things?
Maybe it's not a discard then.
Yeah, that's the. You see what I'm saying? Something about it, like there's something weird about how he played this out. That this back row is probably something insane that's going to win him the game that I have no idea what it is. This is very interesting. It's a lot harder to judge people when you can't see the cards, and you just have to guess what they're doing. It's more fun when I watch your YouTube videos and just be like, oh, that was stupid. Why'd they do that?
Yeah, now you've got to figure it out.
Figure it out like a puzzle. Oh, this is fun. I like it. Interesting, he spun the Twin Twist, or the Anti-Spell. I guess he really wanted to play the Field Spell.
He has an Aether, too, on all of this.
Smokes.
So he's got Domain, Aether, and now he's got a spell.
This game is looking more and more over. His only hope feels like Barbar right now.
What's up, everybody? Levy.
Oh my god. Holy smokes. I feel like if he played Krause, couldn't you? Oh, no, Krause can't attack the turn summoned. Forgot about that. That's pretty important. So he kills the Dante. Dante had back Graph. Now, do you summon the trap this turn and then you can summon the other one on his end phase or during his turn, so you have both. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, but he can distribute Erebus if he wants, so...
Oh, I wasn't even talking about tributing. I was just talking about having both on the field at the same time, so you could have a chance to try and kill him. Because you gotta get this guy down because of the fact that the lingering fear of Barbar. You can't last turns.
Well, a Nightmare Shark here is also a game if he can turn off Aether somehow. So
yeah, that's true.
It's just really hard to play through because of Krause, because he has Aether loaded. So like, this back, it really comes down to what this back row is. Is it another?
It really does, doesn't it? What do you think it is that he searched Farfa instead of Turgad? It's obviously not an anti-spell, and it's most likely not a booby trap E. I guess it could be... Oh, man, I forgot about the Galaxy Cyclone in the graveyard. That came up pretty clutch.
Yeah, that was free.
Holy smokes, I forgot about that.
Yeah, honestly, I did too. Because we both said it too. It was like Galaxy Cyclone, huh?
Yeah, we just kind of like were thrown back and then moved on from it. That's, you know what? That's the sick thing about cards like that is that's exactly what he wants to have happen. He wants us to forget about it. He wants his opponent to search field spells like that so that they forgot. You know what I mean? Like this, it just works out. How many times have you forgotten about breakthrough skill? I know I have.
I've definitely forgotten about it. Like it's like there, and I'm like, I can make Dweller for game. Oh no!
You just like you activate breakthrough, and then they start looking through their graveyard, or you make Dweller, and they start looking through your graveyard, and you're like, please forget you have breakthrough. Please forget, as they're looking right at it. All right, so one problem down. What's the next problem to deal with? Oh, see, he's even saying, CJ's saying he forgot about the Galaxy Cyclone as well. Now, how do you stop the Krause?
I don't think you can. The cool thing is here, Sir can bring back Virgil. Virgil can attempt to spend, can get rid of whatever matters in main phase 2. But if somehow he can like, oh, he has the good and evil too. Geez, she's loaded.
This is, yeah, I forgot about that too.
And he has a graph in hand, right?
No, he has a Farfa in hand, which can put him on. Well, he does have a graph, but I was saying if you wanted to Farfa here, you could put CJ on having to use multiple resources right now.
I just want to see him flip for a Geki.
that would just be ideal.
Because remember he had an anti-spell up, so it could just be a random spell.
It could be. He did set it. I'm still trying to figure out why he added the Farfa instead of the Turgad.
Yeah, because Domain shut off here.
Yeah. So he's gonna add. I wonder what he adds here. I think Barbar.
And put a clock on his opponent. Because Aether can't really... Aether could grab Erebus, Erebus can spin it, like...
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, your graph can send the Barbar right now, right?
Farfa was added because of good and evil engraved.
Yeah. Said, I wonder how much stream is talking shit about me. I don't think I've said anything yet.
Yeah, I don't think there's any smack talk.
Yeah, not yet. I'm too enamored with trying to figure out all the decisions you guys are making, because unlike you guys, I'm not good at this game, so I'm trying to really figure shit out. And that's cool. I didn't expect him to be playing Traveler.
Welcome, Traveler. Actually, whenever he won the finals, he flipped, it was Pendulums, but he flipped his and he only cited one of, Magic Deflector against Cosmo Town and said, welcome, Traveler. So, like, maybe he just has, like, a love for this deck.
I like that. I've actually never tested Magic Deflector. I've only ever heard it was good or bad from multiple people, so I have no idea how good that card really is.
It's good. It has really good interactions, and it has places, like, you're able to, you know, one card, shut off a Twin Twister in its discard. One card, shut off a Stormforth. shut off domain, shut off
Yeah.
Cosmo Town.
It seems so slow because it's a trap, but so I guess so is Mask of Restrict. So
Yeah.
I should give it a try.
But this is more general against other outs. Like, you can just chain it to Twin Twister, and that really limits their turn.
Yeah, that's actually very true. I didn't think about that interaction.
And it'll limit return for the turn also, any continuous. Like, it really slows down all their plays that can garner advantage for a turn, just for one card.
That's actually good, because if you have a strike with that, and they activate return when they're like Stormforth or whatever, you can at least activate that in response to the return, and then you can still strike, right?
Well, I think it just negates, so I think you could still activate it and change
Oh, okay, so that doesn't work that way. See, my friends will hear this, and they'll laugh at me because they know I'm awful with chain links. That I always tell them, however good I am at Yu-Gi-Oh, that's how bad I am with chain links and rulings and all those types of things.
So there is a Dante with a Barbar.
All right, so the threat of 900 is unavoidable.
I'm surprised he didn't just go ahead. I'm surprised he didn't just go ahead and do it.
Oh, he's playing Kaijus too. Interesting.
This really just clocks his opponent so hard right here.
Oh yeah, and the Sears bring out the yeah.
So Virgil's gonna force the tag, make a Krause come out.
Yeah.
And he's gonna pitch the Farfa, so Farfa's gonna resolve no matter what too and clear something.
This is all working out really well.
But the Prime was summoned last turn, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
Wasn't
He has another. He has another Prime in his graveyard. He has two.
But you can only do one per turn. That doesn't matter.
No. What I meant to say, what I was meaning to say, is that he had access to another Prime, because isn't Prime like supposed to be on the field technically? Like
yeah. Prime's on the field. Yeah. But what I'm saying, Prime's effect is limited to once per turn. So, like, you can only use one Prime period.
No, I understood that. That's what I was saying before. He should summon in his end phase. The reason I was saying the reason I was saying it mattered is that now that he gets rid of the Prime, there's at least still another one in the graveyard, because he did send two.
Well, I'm asking if it was activated in last turn.
It was done in his end phase. It was done in his.
That's what I thought.
Okay, Erebus. So one Prime is back in deck, and it's going to be sent to the deck now. It's going to be sent to the graveyard. He just put it back.
So there's a Pantheism, there's an Erebus, there's multiple effect cards in graveyard. He can just grab Erebus back, so he's free to grab a Krause if he wishes. Yeah. Really, he can grab whichever Monarch he wants. I'm still kind of shocked that he didn't do Barbar and start the clock.
Yeah,
He hasn't normal summoned, has he?
No, he has not normal summoned.
He could still have the tour guide. Like, you asked why he did it. He could already have tour guide, possibly.
No, he only had one card in hand.
You're right.
So, if he drew it, then, I mean, way to be a champ. Let's see here. What's the play with Krause here? The thing is, like, what does Krause do for you here? He's already used Virgil. So Virgil and Dante, neither of them were running over your Monarch. So why summon the Monarch right now anyway?
I mean, maybe he figures that this is just... He can't get over this, but...
This is where he flips that Raigeki you were talking about, coming in hot, right?
So here's a Ram, and he's going to get to add back Barbar. If it's any kind of discard trap, he can just discard Barbar for game, huh?
Yeah.
He's only removing 2 because he only has to, I'm guessing.
I think he's going to do 3.
Yeah, there's 3.
He has a ton engraved.
And he gets Barbar
back. Yeah.
And he discard trap his auto game. And he does that one.
I wonder if that's Booby Trap E right now, just coming in hot. Does he have another Erebus?
Yeah, he has one engraved, so he can just pitch a Monarch Speller Trap to get it back.
Okay, but if he has another Ether here, this could be... Okay, so he doesn't.
And his Twin Twister on his own back row for
Twister,
game.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, man. Barbar is always real.
First things first. Could he actually chain this too and just get the barber back again?
I think so. I actually don't know if Travelers from field only or if all of them sent to grave.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to highlight it. So we have a game 3. So 44 card Burning Abyss on top of Evil Swarms and Dragons and Pendulums this tournament.
Yep. My guess is the reason he's playing 44 cards is because he really, really doesn't want to draw Talkenborg. So he's trying to limit the amount of Talkenborg draws.
But as we've seen, it stopped him from getting to a Speedroid itself this entire time.
Yeah, that's true. Although we actually don't know if he had a Speedroid game 1 because he went second and there was a domain on board, right?
Yeah, and he just scooped it up. So that's
he just
true.
Scooped it up. All right, so now you know you're going to be going second and you're playing Burning Abyss here. Are you taking out the anti-spell fragrances and just putting in as much back row removal or domain destruction cards as possible? Because, I mean, you don't really want to draw anti-spell fragrance going second if they've already started playing their spells, right?
I think discard as many discard cards as you can, and yeah, as many things that destroy back row, because we did see a situation where, like, he was only forced to set a bunch because of anti-spell, but, like, I think... I don't know. Like, I don't know his side, so I can't really say.
Oh, well, I mean, I would hope that even if you did know his side, you wouldn't say, because I guess technically you're right, they can be watching the stream. But it's just something I'm thinking about is, would I keep in the anti-spell fragrances going second?
I don't think so, yeah.
I don't think it's right either.
And that would mean the booby traps would come out, too.
Exactly, so that's 5 to 6 cards coming out. He's not messing around, though. It looks like half his side deck is to deal with Monarchs. Alright, so we're probably going to see add a Pantheism. Now, if he discards a Prime, you know he's gold.
You only need to activate Barbar 9 times per game. That's busted. For full resolution, too, huh?
Yeah.
That'd remove 27 monsters, geesh. So, Panth.
Discarding... Not a Prime. Ooh, a Tenacity.
Yeah, that's never the best sign.
Yeah. That usually reeks of, I gotta get there.
But it very well can get there.
Yeah, it can. We actually haven't seen him summon any of the baby Monarch cards, just the token guy and the other one.
Most people have slimmed down only to Mithra and Red Layer. That's very common actually now. First place at our last regional was the same way. Johnny and his Brilliant Monarchs was I think similar. Like I think a lot of people. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, do people who play both versions of the deck... Because one thing, I don't have a lot of people in my locals that play Monarchs, so it's hard for me to gauge what the versions do, but do both versions play the same tribute monsters, whether or not you play an extra deck or not?
Yeah, basically Red Layers and Mithras are considered the better ones.
Makes sense. So he gets a domain already. Which I guess is to be expected.
So, Red Layer. See, and like, it's inherent, so you can't really max see it either.
Yeah. So, one Red Layer in, reveal, tribute.
So, we're going to have a ripped card as well. And we're going to have Prime loaded now in another, so whatever he wants.
You know what, though? CJ hasn't been fortunate enough to have a return of the Monarchs for any of these games. So, it's at least... It seems like you can deal with it a little bit better. When they have return, it feels like it's just so uphill.
Well, this domain alone is going, and 5-card start is going to make it very hard to deal.
Yeah, I would think CJ would be smart here, and even if he had like a Stormforth, he probably wouldn't set it, and if he did, he would activate it right away, so as to not get Galaxy Cycloned and have the domain ready to get dealt with in the near future.
Just a note, Texas has 3-peated this tournament, and Logan Kaplan's the last Texan in this one, so will finally have another state win if he's managed to be overthrown during this duel.
All right. It's good to know. He said
And he says unlucky. He drew the
Oh,
Takfin
he
board.
drew the Talking board.
And he's willing to show it, so that's not a good sign.
Yuck. I even said it. I said 44 card deck to not draw the Talking board, but sometimes cards just love you in a way that they will find you.
Yeah. And
I think everyone has that card. Most people like to claim it's Garnet.
yeah, it's close.
Yeah.
It does other things, though, at least.
Yeah. All right, he's just hitting the prime here. I think he's setting up for a kill shot here.
I think it'll be big. I don't think it'll be kill. Monarchs are slow.
Actually, it might not be. I was just thinking it's probably not kill because whatever this monster is, he's probably not going to be dealing with it in a way that doesn't get its effect in the grave. And if he does with another Ether, then or Erebus, excuse me, then it's not a kill shot. Standby is good. I almost wish CJ was playing Brilliant Monarchs. Just it's a lot more fun to see extra deck plays in decks.
A lot
like,
of people have actually been going to extra deck without Brilliant, saying it's more consistent.
Or even without Brilliant, just extra deck Monarchs. Just
yeah.
It's a lot of fun to see, you know, the more combos, the extended plays of the deck.
But because of this matchup, it actually ended up being way better of a matchup.
Yeah, it worked out in a big way for him. So. Well, there's the kill card if he gets it.
I think I hate to say the feeling this early in a game, but I think it's heavily in CJ's favor.
Yeah. It's definitely not looking good. If he does have another Erebus here and is gonna summon it, I think it would be correct to spin the monster. I think that would be just devastating for our red team over here.
Okay,
so,
he's giving him return, which I have a feeling may signify there is a Twin Twister now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking too. Although, he probably didn't want him to draw 2 cards, and you can't give the one that lets you add anything, right?
Yeah.
So, technically, with or without the Twin Twister, return's probably still near correct.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if he has a Stormforth here.
Yep.
Oh boy.
No Mask of Restrict flipping up.
Fiendish Rhino? I swapped a god. You Majesty. Okay. That would be savage. Dropping a Majesty. He can add it though.
Yep. Erebus is okay. Here's the tribute. There goes a Rhino.
Yep.
So Rhino Chainlink 1, Erebus 2, Karma Cut 3. He's playing a bit fast here.
Yeah.
Okay,
because Erebus doesn't target, right? So he wanted to use his Karma Cut before Erebus resolved.
Okay, yeah, but Rhino's still Chainlink 1. Rhino's still gonna resolve.
He's saying returns like Black Whirlwind. I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah, okay. It is. If it leaves the field, you don't get a surge. Rhino sent first, so it actually has to be Chain Link 1 here, I believe. Because it's tributed. It's like that order of operation things, and then then Jake can stack return / Erebus however he wants. But Karma Cut's gonna be 4 on the chain. So it's not gonna be on the field. So I don't think Erebus can hit the Skarm. I think it can only hit Rhino or whatever was in the grave before.
Good catch.
Yeah, 1 minute. Chain Link 2, Chain Link 3, Karma, Chain Link 4. Now, my question is if Erebus is the Chain Link 2 removed Rhino, can Rhino resolve? But it's activated, so I feel like it would.
Man, I am not the guy to answer that one. I can give you Yu-Gi-Oh analysis on a lot of things, but the chain links, man, I'm just happy you're here to help me out.
Yeah, I learned the order of operation one. I always thought turn player had to activate first until like recently, and then like it's order of operations kind of thing, like where like because it's the same. You learn it playing Burning Abyss. When you overlay and make a Dante, whatever you pitch and then mill, whatever you pitched as the material has to activate first because it was sent to the grave first.
Well, then I think you would be correct, right?
Yeah.
If that's how it works, then yeah, I think you're
correct. Well, the order of operations, yeah, it's tributed first, and then Erebus hits the field. So then it has to be 1, then Erebus 2, return 3, Karma Cut 4. So like, but I think Rhino would resolve still because it's activated.
Yeah.
Even though it's optional, Buell, like that's not how it works. It's sent first. It's sent at a different time before Erebus hits. I'm also echoing from your side, Justin.
Oh, are you? I'll fix that. Sorry, my mistake. Is that better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Oh man, runner drew good and evil and Talkenborg. That's a good way to end it.
Alright, and that's the match. The current champion is overthrown. And CJ Krause moves into top 4 of Ediception. CJ Krause. And who else made it today? Let's see as we wrap up this video. Ediception, CJ Krause, Alex Buell, who's undefeated still in Swiss, and Daniel Cunningham.